Hi OG peeps, this is Andre of One Guitar, and today we're gonna get some Blackpearl on this 13-year-old Telecaster. Let's go! Welcome guys to One Guitar, which is a place for artists, creators, and musicians to collaborate and create, because we are One Guitar. Now this Telecaster copy has been with me for the span of 13 years and has been my main guitar ever since. This guitar is actually the cheapest and less valuable of all of my guitars, but what made this special to me is I've loaded it with a lot of modifications, which we'll go into on another video. And to me, it just sounds amazing. So here's the mission. We're going to change the pickguard from a 3-ply black pickguard to a 4-ply MusicLily 8-hole Blackpearl pickguard. Then, we're also changing the rusty old tuning keys to a MusicLily black locking tuners. Also, my string guides are already corroded, so I'm replacing them as well to a MusicLily vintage style string guide to finish the Blackhardware look on the headstock, all of which have links in the description. So you would think replacing a pickguard actually sounds simple, but from what I've done in the past, it's usually never the same, or it's not a perfect fit all the time. Unless the pickguard was specifically made for that guitar brand and model, but I already know that I need to offset the screw holes for it to be snug against the body. Now changing tuners is easy unless it's already lost its thread, but let's find out in a second. Let's get started. First, let's unpack this black locking tuners for MusicLily. I haven't really used locking tuners before, but from what I know, it still causes slippage. But let me know if you guys know anything about locking tuners down in the comments below. My tuners has never been removed for about 13 years except for the D or 4 tuning key, so I hope that the screws has not lost its thread though. I'm also using my 10-year-old winder, which has always been reliable. You can loosen the strings by hand, but that takes more time and effort. String peg winders are affordable and great to speed up the process. I'll leave a link down in the description. Now we got that out of the way, let's install the black tuning keys first. Okay, so let's lock it in place, and I want to go tight but not too tight since I don't want to break the wood, and if ever I am going to remove it again in the future, at least I can still remove it. Now that looks really awesome. The black tuning keys really gives this look a modern feel, and the locking tuners are a bonus to help the strings from detuning. Well, as far as I know, so we'll find out. For the MusicLily classic string guides, I was planning to get a different set of string guides, but it would have made a different height, and since I fine-tuned this guitar, it will have an effect with the overall intonation, which we don't want. Instead, I went with the classic string guides, and hopefully this will do the trick. So, here's the final look of the Blackhardware headstock. Now let's get to the good stuff. Alright, so let's remove the pickguard from the body and let's see what we have here. So as you can see from this, there is no EMI shielding. EMI stands for electromagnetic interferences, which is in everything. So one of the most important part of this process is to shield it from EMI. Now let's clean it up a bit, and man, this Blackpearl is just really beautiful to see. You can see a lot of details on the MusicLily Blackpearl 4-ply pickguard. Now let's install the shielding and just make sure that it's flush against the body. This shielding is really great. I've used this on my other guitars since you can bend it to anything. I'll leave a link down below. Alright, now that's done, here's the finished shielding for the pickguard. It's looking really good so far, but what do you think? Let me know down in the comments below. Now let's shield the pickup cavity to make sure we are properly shielded. Now fitting the Blackpearl pickguard, as you can see here, there's an approximately 1 to 2 centimeters that I need to remove from the material itself. The problem that I see here is where the neck meets the body. So now, let's do some sand time. So while we're doing some sand time, can you do me a favor? If you like this content and it's valuable to you, kindly click on the like button and consider subscribing to this channel. It really means a lot to us and helps the channel grow and make more videos like this one. Now, back to the video. Now we're done with some sand time. It's time to test and try to fit it into the body. I had to cut through it with a knife and do polishing with a sandpaper. By the way, you will see that there is some plastic that came off from the Blackpearl pickguard, but don't worry. That's the first layer of the protective film on the pickguard itself. The great thing about MusicLily pickguards is that they have 2 layers of plastic film, just so that if this happens, you have another layer for protection. So it's not completely flush against the body, but that's okay with me. I can fine-tune this further later on, but for now, it just looks amazing with the Blackpearl pickguard. So I got some guitar screws from a local supplier, and our next step is to create new holes since the pickguard was not created for this guitar. So the screw holes would have been offset. Anyways, for the pick height, I did not measure it anymore, since I will just do this by ear, because I cannot gauge it by the height alone due to the changes with the 3-ply pickguard and the 4-ply pickguard. Now here's some Ernie Ball Power Slinky's 11 gauge strings. I buy the same string specific for this guitar since my intonation, action, and everything is fine-tuned to be used with 11 gauge string to make this really warm sound. So that's it, let's check it out. So guys, that was awesome. I really love the Blackpearl pickguard with the Blackhardware on the headstock. So it's not completely flush, but that's okay with me. I can fix it up later on if I need to. Also for the locking tuners, what I've noticed though is that once you perfectly tune it, it will detune to a flat, so I tune it to a sharp. So once it detunes on its own, it will go back to the exact tuning. Also the MusicLily vintage style string guides has a weak metal material, so it bended a bit on the pressure of the 4th or D string. Well, I can strengthen it by using the extra 3rd string guide, which was provided by the package, but for now, I'll just leave it as it is. Shout out to MusicLily. If you guys are watching, if you can fix that, that will be great. So that's it. What do you guys think about the MusicLily Blackpearl pickguard and Blackhardware headstock? Would you get this for your guitars? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks again for watching. It's been awesome. It's really been great talking to you guys. Please consider subscribing for more content like this one. And remember, we are one guitar.